Hey guys, and welcome to LOTUS Simulator. So, it's finally out, although I very much doubt many people have even heard of this. So, the short backstory is, this game is the spiritual successor to OMSI 2. Long story goes, after OMSI 2 released, as you guys know, that game's been very quiet ever since. So, OMSI 2 was released by MR Software and published under Aerosoft. And what happened was, so MR were the initials for the two developers that are behind it. I don't remember the names, I do apologise. But basically, they split, and the M of that initial, I believe it's M at least, I may be wrong with that one. But basically, he went on to form his own company, LOTUS Software, again based in Germany. And what they've been doing is developing a new game called Lotus. So Lotus will be seen as the spiritual successor of OMSI, and it's quite an interesting one at that. So there's definitely a lot to talk about, and a lot I'll be going on in this video today. So first things first, the UI. Very minimalistic, very simple. Let's go through the settings first, actually, see what I can actually mess around with this, because like I said, I've messed around the game a little bit, had a little bit of a go, see what it's like. And yeah, it's definitely an interesting game at that. So there will be multiplayer eventually, something that the OMSI game did not have, or at least not before the Bus Company Simulator released. But this game will have full multiplayer, and also the add-ons will be controlled via Steam Workshop, which is a godsend for anyone who's ever tried installing mods for OMSI 2. So yes, you have Steam Workshop, you have add-ons as well, and DLCs and whatnot. And yes, that's the settings sorted. Now, on the right-hand side, you can see the new settings. So you got the tram, the bus, the aeroplane. So rails of Lotus will be your tram lines. You'll eventually have like your metro trains, your like regional trains, and your intercity trains. They'll come in the future. Then on your buses, your streets of Lotus, you then got your buses, your motorbikes, your bicycles, cars, trucks, everything basically. And then after that, you've got the wings of Lotus. These screenshots I'll assume are stolen from FSX P3D and the third one, Aerofly FS. But yes, Wings of Lotus will then be a flight simulator that will eventually release onto this simulator, onto Lotus. So this game has a long future ahead of it. And if it works, well, you've got yourself basically an all-in-one simulator going on here. So with that all aside, let's go straight into the single player. So, first thing first, you've only got one vehicle right now, and that is the tram. You can toggle that, make it more hide, visible, whatnot. But yes, no manufacturers, types, repaints, numbers, or plate numbers right now. You've just got the one tram, which is the GT6N. So, okay, that. Single map diorama, entry points. Got a few entry points here, but we'll just stick to the standard one. And there we go, your date and time. I do quite like time, so if I set this right now to, say, 13:30 and was it 6 seconds? In fact, I'm going to make that a bit easy for myself. 39 seconds. What you can do is, you see a little red tick here? A little second thing. You can actually adjust the clock manually like this. Just a cool little feature that nobody will ever use, but hey, they've got it. Weather, you'll have your rain, your snow. Rain and snow's not there yet, but visibility you can control. So you've got 10 to 10,000. Is that 1 million? No, 100,000 meters. So again, that you can eventually set. So if I set that to maybe 90 or 89 even. And yeah, let's go straight into it. Start. So there you go. You can see your loading screen here, which does include your modules. So you have your trolley bus, your tram, your metro, your regional train, your intercity train, and your aircraft. So eventually, one day, you'll get all of these within Lotus Simulator. And once that's all out, it should be quite fascinating. Right then, and there we go. In fact, quickly put a brake on, stop the tram from rolling. So, initial reactions. The tram itself is beautiful. The modelling is very nice. There's plenty to look at, although sadly not so much to click on. I mean, the IBIS display does not work as of yet. This display over here, the tram display, does not work either. The things that do work are your indicators. So I can just click on that and it will change the indicators. See the light flashing there as well. Most important part of any tram. Bell works. I do absolutely love tram bells. They're just so loud, so ridiculous, especially for what the vehicle is. But then again, you are a train on the middle of a road, so you do need the awareness. Other than that, the panel down here doesn't work. Over here, you do have emergency braking, which does work. You then have your hazards, which do work. Over here you got your front headlights, which I'll talk more about in the nighttime aspects of the game, because we'll do a bit of a nighttime drive as well. Other than that, you then get your cockpit lights, which does light up the panel above your head. So if I turn that off, panel lights is off. Next we then got your wipers, your different wiper speed settings, so 1, 2, and then your like stoppy, pausey wiper. Then you got your door switches, so door open, door closes. But I will have to say, I'm not quite sure what the ticking sound is. I know that the alarm is, once the door is closing, but the ticking sound is not something I've heard, at least personally on Finnish and Polish trams. Then you've got your wheelchair request, pushchair request. Not sure what Scheisenbremse is, so I'm not going to press that. You've then got your parking brake, which does work. Over here you got your cab lighting and cab heating, which doesn't work. Only lighting works. You then got whatever Spretzstelle is, which you can mess around with. I'm probably breaking the tram by doing that, but hey. Over here you got your reverser, which does work. And of course your key, so that turns the tram on and off. And then that's for that. None of this works. So, let's get this tram in motion, shall we? So, I'm using an Xbox controller, which means to brake, bring the left stick towards you. And then to accelerate, left stick away from you. Which doesn't seem to actually work. I'm guessing it's because I've been fiddling around with this, is it? Right, jump cut. There we go. And now if I use the accelerator, tram will start moving. So, bring it up to about, say, 10 kilometers an hour as we leave the siding over here. Indicates to the left, since we'll be taking the left turn here, entering the main roads. And then in a moment we then indicate to the right as we join the other track. So, as we drive, we'll talk about the map itself. And for the most part, gotta be honest, it's tiny. There isn't too much to drive on, isn't too much to see, but there are a few other nicely modelled buildings here and there which we will go on to look at. So in total you get maybe 700 metres of track to drive on. Well, actually I say that, not even all of that you can drive on. There's lots that you can do, but not too much in total. Traffic light is green, so we will start to accelerate a bit more. Indicates to the left, bring up to about 20 for the turns. And as we're on the straights, I think we can go up to about 30 nice and safely. Indicator off, next light is red, so I will start to slow the tram down. In terms of the throttle as well, it's quite a nice little setup that, as it is notched. So as we are stationary, I'll indicate to the left. Actually, just so you can hear it properly, I'll turn off the indicator. So, it is notched, you get your first tick, second tick, smooth action, third tick at the end. So if I then do the same for the throttle, once the lights goes green, get 1 notch, 2 notches, smooth bit of throttle, and then a third notch. So overall, it's a very nice little setup there. But I will say, being on an Xbox controller, it's not always the most accurate from the acceleration, and therefore you may hear like a little spasm of clicks, because in my case, I'm not adjusting the stick enough for it to actually like properly sound. Likewise, physics in this game are very nicely defined. There you go, 2 clicks when it accelerates. So we'll go to the physics later on in this video as well, but for the most part, they are there, and they are rather nice. So the flange is properly working, and is dynamic, so around corners you'll hear like the vibrations from the tram on the track. And I'll also say at higher speeds as well. Snaking is a thing, so you can see the tram slightly bumping around. And at high speeds again, things do get rather interesting, but that we'll go on to more as well later on. So first things first, a nicely modelled church on the left over here. Traffic light is green, so it indicates to the left and go through that. And as you see right ahead of us, got a return of a couple of old OMSI houses from Gundorf, which is very nice to see them. Our first and only station of the line is now coming up. I'm not quite sure what the name of it is, I'll probably have a look at the sign momentarily. And yeah, I'll just bring this tram to a halt. Cool, door controls, nice and easy. Switch over here, bring it to the right hand side, since there are only a single door in this tram. So while we are stationary, let's go through the camera controls as well, and have a look at the model. So camera controls, the same as OMSI 2, function keys determine the views. F2 does the passenger view, and you use the arrow keys to change that. So you've got your first carriage by the door, you've got your very back of the tram looking backwards, behind the driver view. first door, first carriage view, second carriage looking forward, second carriage by the door, third carriage looking to the, second carriage looking to the third carriage by the gangway. Then you then got your third carriage looking forward, third carriage by the door, third carriage looking back forwards. You got your pantograph view, and then back to your standard view. Pressing F3 then gives you the boom camera, and therefore the external camera. And I have to say, the external model on this tram does look absolutely fantastic. It's very nicely built, very nicely modelled. Detailing's done to a very high standard. Got no complaints from the modelling departments over here. It's a very, very nice tram to look at. And then F4 is then your free camera view, but that you won't get to see too much of. In fact, if I just close the doors and it's tram going again, so again, stop at the station, AI passengers will work. You then get people disembarking and boarding and whatnot. If I press F4, if I now indicates out, and the tram will start moving without us. So yeah, I'm not sure how I can move the camera around. Arrow keys don't seem to do anything, nor does the like numpad keys and whatnot. But that I'm sure we'll get more into later. So to our right, we've now got the depot, where these trams do like start and end their services, at least when they start and end their day. And other than that, we are now basically coming back to the end of the loop and ending our quick tour of the map. Again, charged on the left, got a small bit of track of there, which goes into another station. Although I'm not forgetting how to drive from there. I can imagine though it's just part of different spawn points, because like I said, there are a couple of spawn points that you can choose from. There you go, North Sea on the right, which I think is one of the odd businesses from OMSI too as well, in terms of like actual shops. And then just to our left is our siding spawning points. Oh yes, and also must point out is that bus drivers, as always, still have the best eyesight out of any career you need, because who needs superhuman vision when you're not a bus driver? Right, so signal is green, indicates to the left, and let's get going. So one thing I did want to talk about was the physics, and especially at high speed. So at normal speed, I mean, we won't follow traffic lights anymore. I'm now here to mess around, I guess. But yeah, if you have a listen at the flange, we do go around these corners. I mean, like I said, the grinding noise is dynamic and does work as you expect it to, and it's very nicely recorded. The sound audio they've used is very nicely done. Full credit to the developers on that regard. Very nice, I do like it. And yeah, so what I will now do is hold the accelerator constantly, increase the speed of the tram, and basically we'll be able to see the snaking go rather interesting as we start violently shaking around the track and around the corners as well. You guys will hopefully get to see. There we go, we're now on one side, doing a wheelie basically on the right hand side there, as our tram actually lifts up off the tracks and violently goes around the corner. So if I quickly go to say a passenger view at the back, here we go. See the snaking gets slightly violent. It's more violent on the other end of the track, I will be honest. But yeah, if we keep on holding the accelerator around the corner, you will see that tram does actually slightly lift off the tracks. There we go. So tiny bit of detail, but my word, is it interesting to see. I mean, in reality, this tram would be derailing right now, but that doesn't seem to be part of the game right now. At least not yet. Something maybe we'll see in the future. There you can see the snaking on this bit of the track is a lot more than the other straight bits. And if I could go to the third person view, stick the tram camera about here. There you go, you can actually see the tram is lifting up there. At least the bogies are still on the ground, but the tram's body does lift off and tilt to the sides. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, this in reality would be derailing. It's quite a sad case in London back in 2016. One of our trams in Croydon actually went around the corner, maybe it was like 3 times the speed limit for the track. So as a result, 3 people were killed. So 3 or 4 people, I can't remember, but yes, 3 or 4 people were killed. And as a result, the tram was taken out of service for a little while they did an investigation. So a bit of a sad case that, but one that I'm not sure if this game will either implement one day in the future, or if they're just going to leave derailments out altogether. But yes, for the most part, that's what you're getting in your daytime scenario. Loop of track and some very nice flat buildings I've just pointed out over there. I've not seen that one before. Anyways, what I will now do is press the left Alt button. Opens up a little panel on the bottom right. You get 3 options. You get to place a new vehicle. For some reason it freezes at this point. I'm not quite sure why. But yeah, place a new vehicle, place another vehicle, and set date and time. So what we'll do is place another vehicle. If we start at the depot in stop 5. Okay. As it loads. And there we go. So, yes, this is a depot. In fact, this is about halfway out of the depot, sticking out slightly. In fact, if I just quickly reverse the tram and bring it back a little bit. There we go. Nice and slowly. Just bring it into the depot, give you a quick tour of the inside. In fact, I mean, there's no buffers or anything there. I wonder what happens if we actually go through the back wall. You know what? Let's find out. Just back it up. Back it up. Go through the wall. What happens to the tram when we do go through the wall and off of the track? Does it derail or oh, okay. Oh. And if I then stop, I mean, I guess that's how you open a portal to another dimension, my friends. I was not expecting the tram to fold in on itself, and yeah, okay. Yeah, let's just ignore that, shall we? Spawn on track 4 instead. You still there in the background? That's just strange. Anyways, right, so let's do a bit of the nighttime driving, as I said I would do. So set date and time. So it's about 3 AM, that'll do. There we go. Let's go into the cab. Let's go through the nighttime setup. Yeah, a bit of a shame that, but it means we'll just be driving in the darkness. Not too bad, I guess. Next thing, got the passenger cab lightings. Heating doesn't work again. And other than that, that should be that. Oh yes, also, sanding does work on this tram as well. Must point out, sanding does work. Cool, so tram is now in forwards. Everything looks ready to go. Let's do a quick look at the passenger area as well. I mean, we'll point out, very nicely done this. Very bright, very clean. I do like it. And, is that a ticket machine? Okay, I haven't spotted that one before. German trams apparently have ticket machines in them. Interesting, okay. But, there we go. We'll continue our journey now and just enjoy the view from the passenger area. Because I have to say, the lighting in this as well, the city itself, is very nicely done. Lampposts are very well lit. Houses look great as well. I mean, that one over there, the old lamppost there's got like a lighting, dynamic lighting effects in the housing. Houses have their very bright windows as well. And for the most part, I think shops, street signs as well do also look rather nice. So if we put a little bit more speed into our tram, there goes the blue sign over there. Get another view of the windows, more lampposts. For the most part, the night lighting in this game is fantastic. I've got no complaints from this department as well. And this is thanks to full PBR inclusion within the simulator. There you go, so you've got the shop sign there, which again does stand out. Very nice, very bright, very crisp. I do like it, and I hope it'll be something that will continue in this game's future developments. And yes, I have terribly stopped there now in the pedestrian crossing points. Also, I must point out traffic lights as well. Very bright, very standing out, very nice. So, like I said, I think I'll just mess around again, just do a bit of another loop at night, and see what we can do in the night environment. Because for the most part, like I said, LOTUS Simulator at this point in time is probably more of a tech demo than an actual simulator. But that aside, it really isn't that bad. It really isn't that bad. And it's something that I will also talk about more during the closing part of this video. In terms of like, is this worth it for you? And also the price, because the price is definitely a talking point for this simulator. Getting another building over there, and is that our other tram? Yes, it is. Oh. Hang on. Hang on, what happened there? Is he now moving on his own power? He actually is. I think he is. Hang on, I can't switch him or anything, but, hang on, what happens if I hit him at full speed? Sorry now, I'm going to mess around a bit, deviate from the points of the video. Because I do want to know what happens if I hit a tram at full speed. I've never seen that before. Come on, come on, come on. Will he speed up as well, or...? Yeah, he genuinely has. So it's good to know that the actual kinetic effects works in this game, and that we can actually turn our trams into a bit of a bumper cars going on here. That's just so random. I was not expecting that to work. Okay, right, well, we'll set it back to daytime. So if I say 9 AM, that'll do. And let's carry on our journey. So, yes, talk about the pricing for this. So, at this point in time, in its early access stage, it's £32, €35, or $40. Which, I will be honest, well, it really depends on what you see in its products, to whether or not it's too much for you, or if it's like worth getting or not. Because right now, like I said, it's more of a tech demo, and Marcel, the developer behind it, has definitely made it open, pardon me, that right now, this is more of like a modders tool, modding development platform. So if you're a modder for OMSI 2 and want to start like getting a look into Lotus, like getting like your way ahead of it, learning how the modeling works, how the tram works, how buses and whatnot work as well, then yeah, if you are a modder, definitely get it. £32, and you get like a step ahead of the competition as well, like learning how everything works. So £32 for you, definitely worth it. But if you're someone like me, who's more like a gamer rather than a modder, I mean, I've done a few game mods in the past, mainly for Arma 3, and did a few Roblox games back in the day. Yeah, it's like, if you're more of a gaming kind of person, then there are three ways you can look at this. One is that this is just a tram and a single looper track. Nothing else, nothing more. In that case, no, this game probably isn't for you, because if you don't see like more of the wider picture, then yeah, it's not really something that you probably should be looking into. The second way is that, yes, it's a tram and a train, it's a tram and a track, but you also see that we will get more in the future, but you don't see it right now, like in the game. Then in that case, I'd say, just wait a bit. Wait a bit until we do get the buses, wait a bit till we do get like another tram or another map or whatnot, and eventually, I'm sure that you will eventually find a product that will suit you. I can see the tram behind us now coming in again. This will not be ending well for us. But yes, if you do see that there is a feature to this game, but you just don't see it yet, then I'd say do keep an eye on it, and do check it in the future as well. And eventually, I'm sure this simulator will not disappoint. Third view is that you do see the full products, you do see that's coming in the future. It's basically kind of what I see, because I know that at least from MR Software, Oriolis probably will keep on developing. I mean, they do release updates every He's hit me, hasn't he? I mean, the mirror doesn't work, but I assume he has hit me. Yes, so as I was saying, like, if you do see the full products, you do see what the future gives us, which would be a train simulator, a car simulator, bus, taxi, aeroplane simulator, flights, yeah, like I said, if you see the fully fledged products now and want to like support developers as well in doing it, then definitely go for it. Because I'm sure that any financial backing as well will really help the developers in actually pushing a much more complete program in the future. So yeah, definitely worth looking at that if that's what you do believe in. So if we now stop at the station, I'd say check out what the name of it was. I think I'll quickly do that when we come to halts. There we go. Open doors. Right, station's name is Buchenstrasse. Okay. We now have been pushed by the other tram, and doors are actually closing. Is that like a safety feature of the tram where if we're moving, doors will automatically close? Stop the indicator and we can't accelerate. I'm guessing it's down to the door switch. Yes, it is. Man, it really is interesting, this. I mean, a lot more development needs to be put into it, but even like a tech demo right now, you do get a lot of fun. So yeah, I think what we'll now do is like I said, a bit of a closing to it, and then ends the video there. Because for me, I like the simulator. There ain't much to do, there isn't much to look at, but for the most part, it's a start. It really is a start, and I've been following this development now on their Facebook page for about 2 years now, so no, I'm finally glad to see an actual product coming out, and eventually we will get more of a fully fledged simulator, because I think they said it was by the end of this year we'd get like another route or something. I'm not quite sure. There's a little bit I'm a little bit behind on, since, like I said, the release of the simulator was very quiet. I did not even find out about this until yesterday, so yes, it's been a very quiet release. That light's going red, it's fine. So halts, and yeah, it's a very quiet release, and like I said at the start, I don't think many of you guys may have even heard about the simulator, well, that is now out for the masses. So yeah, that is Lotus Simulator. Like I said, £32 on Steam, €35, $40. Very much an early access / tech demo, if you can argue that. And it's a game that I'm very excited for in the future. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do leave a like if you did. Do subscribe as well. It does really help the channel out. I mean, we did recently hit 2,000 subscribers, which for my channel is very good, very great. I do thank you all for doing that. And yeah, like I said, if you have any questions about the game, do put them in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to answer them, because I do own the game now, and like I mentioned as well, I did follow developments for the last couple of years now on their Facebook page, so while I don't know everything, there may be one or two things I can help you guys out on. But for the most part, it's LOTUS Simulator. It's a tech demo, it's a models tool, and eventually it will be a fully fledged simulator. So I thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.